review family? Keep it tight. My name is Jay Morse Review Guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video, and in this one I'm going to be covering the brand new Ariana Grande album, entitled Thank You Next. So Ariana Grande, I don't think that she really needs an introduction. She is one of the biggest names in mainstream pop music right now, and has been making major headway and major waves for years now, and has been fairly prolific as well. This is her 5th studio-length album, and it's following 2018's album, Sweetener, an album that I did enjoy quite a bit, but admittedly, it didn't hold up its relevancy as well as I might have hoped it would, but this album really got me excited. And it wasn't just me. People were talking about this album. It was because of the singles. It was because of the producers she was bringing on, like Tommy Brown and Max Martin and Andrew Wanzel and people like that and a couple others. But to be honest, the thing that really got people talking was how connected and tied with this album the two major events that happened to Ariana Grande recently coincided with, such as the breakup with her fiancé Pete Davidson, as well as the death of her boyfriend Mac Miller, rest in peace. But I'm here to talk about the music. What does the music sound like on this album? I'm iffy on it. I will be straight up honest right off the bat and say this is not as good as Sweetener in my personal humble opinion. The main issue that I have with this album is not the production. The production on this album is consistently flawless and shimmering and poppy, and if you like overproduced things, you'll probably like it. It is a little overproduced at times, over-equalized, things like that. It's not Ariana's voice, because Ariana Grande's voice is the standout thing that I like her music for, without a doubt. It's not the amazing lyricism, it's not the amazing beat choices, it's her voice. The thing that I have an issue with is the instrumental choices, as well as some of the lyricism. Ariana consistently brings on beats that are either Ariana Grande 101 or beat choices and instrumental choices that don't feel like they fit whatever she's going for and fits the magnitude of her voice. And it's unfortunate because the songs on this album that are really good and the beats can complement those, but for the most part, a lot of these feel like boring pop instrumentals or boring R&B, trying to be wannabe drifty instrumentals. But let's get into the album. Imagine is a very start to the album. Lyrically, it's talking about how Ariana's kind of in denial of these past broken relationships and how she is kind of talking about imagine if a world was like that, imagine if it was really like that. But this bare bones, minimum simplistic, bare necessities type of R&B, trying to be drifty and all hazy instrumental really doesn't do anything for me. And the thing that ticks me off about this track is how it swells up, it gets a bridge, it swells up, and then it just goes into nothing. It just goes back to more of the same. It's absolutely horrendous in terms of the beat. The lyrics on the track Needy are pretty good, and the vocals can be praised on this track, and on Imagine, I should say. Her vocal performance across this album is very, very good. The choir vocals are very nice in the background at times, but this instrumental is somewhat even more boring than the last and even more bare bones than the last one with that ringing instrumental. It really gets on my nerves and is grating really fast. The track NASA opens up with the line, "One small step for woman, one giant leap for womankind," and I thought it was going to go into another direction, but it's just another pop song. The instrumental can be somewhat more praised on this track, but at the same time, it really does make me feel like she could do more on an instrumental that was a bit more than this, a bit better than this. The lyrics are another relationship song. That's mostly what Ariana Grande writes, and it does get a little tiresome on this album. It does. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm enjoying every single bit of the lyricism on this album. For the most part, I'm really not. And once again, the instrumental swells up into nothing. What is the habit that this album has of doing that, where it's building up, it's getting tense, it's causing some build up in the track, and then it's dropping all of that pressure into just what it's been doing on the rest of the track? I don't get it. I would almost say it's borderline lazy composition. Bloodline starts with an interesting little sample again, where it's like, because I'm trying to do my best and they can't find something to satisfy me, and I praise this track. I praise this track a lot. It's a trap beat with horns that are blazing, nice background sheens. Ariana's voice shines on this track. I really do enjoy the chorus on this track. It is very low and sexy, and I do praise this track quite a bit. And even the lyrics on this track, especially in the chorus, are pretty likable. Fake Smile has another simplistic R&B instrumental, but for whatever reason, I think it fits on this track quite well. I think that it matches up and mirrors her heartbreaking, vulnerable vocals very well. Really like the lyricism on this track quite a bit, the bridge and the chorus being very nice, and she sounds super heartbroken on this track, and it's these tracks that I think Ariana really does shine and reminds me why I do enjoy her music. Bad Idea is probably my favorite track on the entire album. I love the guitar matching with the trap beat. Love the beautiful, just out of the blue string arrangement that comes on near the end where it has manipulated vocals as well near the end when it goes back into that trap instrumental and it has her manipulated low kind of slowed down vocals. Do love the chorus on this track. The chorus it's really nice, and I do enjoy the lyricism on this track quite a bit as well. For once, the middle of an album is actually better than the start and the end. Makeup is upbeat, but it's Ariana Grande 101. What do you want? Ghostin has a shimmering, beautiful, gorgeous type of instrumental that I really do enjoy, and once again, it's these types of tracks that remind me why I do enjoy Ariana's music. Her vocals are heartbreaking on this track, the lyricism is absolutely beautiful, and the swelling of the instrumentation in the latter half of this track really complements her kind of angelic, higher voice, hits some very nice notes on this. Really do love this track for being one of the best ballads that I've ever heard from Ariana Grande, and she's made quite a few really nice ones. In My Head has a neat trap beat instrumental. I do enjoy the sample that kind of carries on throughout the track. It adds a little bit more depth and dimension to the instrumental at hand. Ariana's kind of sing-rapping works well on this track, and the notes she hits some points when she says "in my head" are really nice, and I do enjoy her flow on this track, and her voice sounds nice. The skirts were a little bit much in my opinion. Overall, it's not blowing me away. It's not underwhelming, but it's not really overwhelming. Seven Rings, for being kind of a shorter track, has some nice slow rapping. I do enjoy the kind of Baroque pop instrumental of this, and the build-up and the tense really does work well on this track. For once, I think it kind of nails it. I've liked Thank You Next since it came out on the single. I do enjoy the video. I do enjoy pretty much everything about this track. It's simple. It's not overdoing it. It's not overbearing. It's not too much to take. It's a nice listen, and I do praise Ariana's vocal performance on this track. It sounds very kind of low. It doesn't sound like she's trying to push too much with it or use too much power. Do really enjoy this track. I think it comes out very well. It's well tailored, and I don't think the lyricism is too much or too little, and I do enjoy some of the lyrics. It almost takes on kind of a sexy, playful tone, which I do enjoy. Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored is not the best ender to the album. I was really excited by this kind of deep trap instrumental that she was showing on this track, which really got me excited because it was sounding neat, but the bridge, God, the bridge on this track is barely audible. It sounds like whirring gigs, and it's barely audible as Ariana's singing over it, and I wish it was more audible than that, but this track, it doesn't do much for an ender to the album, and the chorus is almost a little bit manipulative, a little bit deplorable in like a weird way. I don't know what place it's coming from. It's simplistic, and the bridge really does tick me off quite a bit, but as an ender to the album, I just gotta say, I don't think it sticks it. It's pretty simplistic, and I do not like the bridge whatsoever. It is very distracting, and I won't lie, as an ender to the album, I don't think that she really nails it that well. I do enjoy Ariana. I just feel like she makes some weird decisions when it comes to some of her beat choices and some of her lyricism, and I really wish her all the luck in the world, and my condolences for the things she's been going through. But as an album, as a listening experience, which is what I do on this channel, is I review music and give my honest opinions. There are quite a few good tracks that really do somewhat save this album, but there are a lot of meh tracks that really kind of tick me off for various reasons. And for that, I'm going to be giving this album a 6 out of 10. Is that a wrap? I think that's a wrap. Have you heard this album? If you can, post in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought. What are your thoughts of Ariana Grande? Do you like her? Do you not like her? And why? And all of that good stuff. Please leave a like on the video. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. And I will talk to you guys next time. But until then, my name is J More Serve You Guy, and I'm signing off saying thank you. Next.